What do most tourists do in Italy that locals can't stand? Well, you think you're being polite, you're smiling, you're saying please and thank you, and yet Italians think you're kind of rude. But in Italy, politeness looks very different, and most tourists have no idea they're doing it wrong. Oh, and later I'll tell you about the time when I first arrived here in Italy and a barista scolded me when I thought I was being polite. Most tourists rely on American definitions of politeness, smiling a lot, apologizing all the time, and being super casual and friendly with service staff. But here's the thing, in Italy, that kind of behavior can be seen as awkward or worse yet, disrespectful. In the United States, you bump into someone and you apologize. In Italy, if they bump into you, then they'll stare at you, looking at you as if, what are you doing in my way? So what are the rules? Let's break them down. Ways that tourists can seem rude without meaning to: speaking English immediately. But Italians don't expect you to speak Italian fluently. So knowing a few phrases like mi scusi or buongiorno can go a long way. Having a few of those phrases can really help make you some friends in Italy. Parli inglese, or if you want to use something more formal, lei parla inglese. That means, do you speak English? But as I've said in other videos, the use of formal is fading a little bit, so don't worry about that too much. My go-to when I want to greet someone is salve. That way you don't have to worry about ciao being too informal, and you don't have to worry about what time of the day it is, whether or not to use buongiorno or buonasera. Say ciao to a stranger in the wrong region and you might just get the death stare. Salve is your best friend. Being too loud, especially in restaurants, piazzas, and churches. But in Italy, volume does not equal vibe. So expect the locals to stare if you're shouting across the table at a trattoria. Italians are loud when they argue, but not when they eat their pasta. I know it seems crazy. We all have this stereotypical image of loud Italians being boisterous and very expressive, but that's not always the case, and you have to consider that as a foreigner, as a tourist in a foreign country, your voice carries a lot more weight, a lot more volume, so tone it down a notch. Now, if you're at a restaurant, I get it, or you're out and about, you're on vacation and you want to have a good time. You don't want to think about all these rules, all this stuff that's going on. But just imagine if you're there and over at another table at a restaurant, there might be a family with their mother or their nonna celebrating her birthday, a special occasion, or a couple celebrating that anniversary. You don't want to spoil it. Treating waiters like fast food staff. Italians don't rush meals, and the waiters, well, they leave you alone on purpose. But tourists can often mistake this for bad service. So snapping your fingers or rushing things along just so you can get the check, well, that's a major no-no. If you're in a rush, grab a sandwich, not a seat at the table. Oh, and a pro tip for you, a Gregor Brown pro tip. Well, if you're ready to pay and the waiter's not coming over to you, just stand up and go to the cashier, either near the door or at the back, wherever you see them, and say, "Posso pagare?" That's totally normal. And remember, Italy doesn't run on tipping, so sit back, relax, and enjoy eating at Italy's speed. Not greeting or acknowledging staff. This is crazy, and it caught me off guard when I first visited and moved to Italy. The workers at bars, cafes, and shops expect you to say hello when you walk in or goodbye when you leave. But tourists will often walk in silently, browse, and leave without saying a word. And Italians can view this as cold or even rude. Walk into a shop without saying buongiorno, well, you might as well have just given them the bird. I'll tell you, here's the thing. You'll notice this when you're walking into retail shops, especially with young staff. You'll hear, ciao, or when you're leaving, ciao. So do as they do. Give them an old big ciao as you're walking in, another ciao as you're leaving, or if it's an older person and you want to show a little bit more respect, say salve when you walk in or arrivederci when you're leaving the shop. Casual dress in serious places. Italians dress with purpose, even if they're out for errands. But tourists in flip-flops and tank tops walk around to restaurants and cathedrals. So expect to get some serious death stares or even denied entry. In Italy, saying I'm comfortable is not an excuse, it's a fashion crime. Some coastal cities, it's got so bad that they've banned beachwear and even issued fines for wearing it outside of beach areas. I'm sorry, but unless you're a supermodel, no one wants to sit next to you in your bathing suit while they're eating. Oh, and what was that story I mentioned at the beginning of the video about the barista when I thought I was being polite? 1 second, I want to let you know about the Italy Insider PDF that I created that you can download, have in your pocket on your phone for when you're traveling around this beautiful country. It has things in there like suggested itineraries, how to get to and from Italy, how to get around Italy once you're here, and so much more. There's a link in the description. Okay, now I was here maybe just about 1 week. I used to go to the bar downstairs about every morning. I think it was called Cafe Commercio. And I'd get my coffee there. And I would also read the sports newspaper because they would have it there. And young Gregor Brown wanted to save a few of his euros to save up to live my life here in Italy. And asked for a cappuccino. And the barista gave me no buongiorno, didn't even look at me, and just slapped the cappuccino down on the counter like it was a punishment. Saucer, bam, cup, bam, poured in the milk without any love. And I was like, what's going on? And I took it and went over there and met my friend who was already there at the cafe. And he said, next time, try saying hello first. He had a point. I wasn't intentionally trying to be rude, but I was being rude. If you like the video I'm presenting today and the other content that I have here on the channel, well, support me by hitting the like button, the thumbs up down below. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe, because that way you're gonna make sure you're not gonna miss out on the upcoming videos, also by clicking the notification bell along with the subscribe button. And you're supporting me growing this channel, getting the videos out to other travel lovers, other Italy lovers like ourselves. Thank you very much. Grazie. Italy isn't trying to be cold. It just has a different way of doing things. You remember earlier when I spoke about sitting down there at the restaurant? Well, there's something I've been doing lately when ordering my plates of pasta that's made a huge impact on my travel budget. I made a whole deep diver explainer video. You can watch it here, where I go through the dark arts of ordering in an Italian restaurant to make your next trip to Italy even more unforgettable. Watch it there next. I just love this little street here. It's great.